My name is Mazola Molefe, a journalist from South Africa.
Tell us about what has surprised you about this Afcon campaign for South Africa, if
Um,
you are surprised.
yeah, I mean, the performance that was probably surprising was that maybe we didn't finish off the way we started against Mali. For me, and I suppose for a lot of us, the way we played in the first half, is how we usually play on our best day, like we showed against Morocco. So I'm not too sure what happened in the second half of that game, where it looks like the players, their heads dropped, and we ended up obviously losing the game. But if you look at the performances so far, they show that Bafana are a well prepared side, and a lot of us, maybe some were critics, but some were definitely for the team and for Coach Hugo Bruce, because Hugo Bruce did win the Africa Cup of Nations before when he was with Cameroon in 2017. So we always knew that we had an experienced coach who knows how to play tournament football. And while some of us, back home, had criticized him for not necessarily picking the best players available to South Africa, he most certainly picked the players that can play for him and can work as a unit.
Looking at the progress so far, you are in the quarterfinal now. Cape Verde next. How far do you think Bafana can go?
Yeah, that this is, it's a tough match. A lot of people might have been surprised that we beat Morocco, but South Africans not so much. I'll tell you why. Because we had beaten Morocco a few months ago in
Yeah,
a
that's
in a
true.
world in a qualifier. Although it was a dead rubber, that both sides had already qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations, but Morocco still had some of their best players available. A few were missing, but it was still a big game for South Africa and for Morocco, and we were able to win. So we had shown before in that match that we were very capable. But having said that, I've been based in Cape Verde, in Abidjan, for the duration of the tournament so far. I've watched all of Cape Verde's matches against Egypt, against Ghana, Mozambique, and Mauritania, and I think they are one of the best teams in this competition. They play as a unit, similar to South Africa. They play as a team as well. They've got a nice balance of young and experienced players. Two of those players, Vosinia and Captain Ryan Mendes, were in South Africa when they reached the 2013 quarterfinals of the Cup of Nations, and they were knocked out by Ghana, obviously. So they've carried that experience through to the younger players who are maturing, and they've scattered all over the world, playing in top European leagues, including the MLS as well. So they're a tough side. They can be physical if they have to, like we saw against Mauritania. They have speed, they have power. So those are some of the things that we can get. They're a bit like us, although South Africa maybe are not so physical, but they're a bit like South Africa in that they can play if they need to, and they can use their physicality, and they've got, like I said, players scattered all over Europe. So it's going to be tough. We can't underestimate them, but this 2023 edition of the Afcon has shown us that anything is possible. And if you ask me, can Bafana go all the way? Yes. Can Capo Verde go all the way? Yes.
So you are open to anything.
I'm open to anything, but of course,
Because you prefer.
mind over heart. I would hope South Africa pull through, and we can do, this class of 2023 or 2024 can do what the class of 1996 did many years ago when we won the Afcon.
Finally, which player from South Africa has impressed you the most?
I think a lot of people agree with me, Teboho Mokoena.
Yeah, man of the match.
Man of the match against Morocco, man of the match in the game before. I think also Temba Zwane, one of the oldest players in the competition. He's 35, and they are about that age, being, if maybe the sixth or seventh oldest player in the competition. But Teboho Mokoena is the reigning footballer of the year in South Africa from the previous season. So the fact that he's performing, that we see those performances week in, week out in the Premier Soccer League in South Africa. So yes, we are not surprised. Maybe a lot of people should start watching this PSL.
Bafana are in the quarterfinals tomorrow versus Cape Verde. I'm surprised how far they've come, considering they beat Morocco.
Am I surprised with how far they've come in the tournament? I am, but it is a good surprise. Did I see them beating Morocco? I did see them beating Morocco because we've beaten Morocco in the
Yeah.
qualifiers, in the Afcon qualifiers in South Africa. So that was not a surprise for me when it happened. So yeah, am I surprised? Yeah, but I think they're still going to surprise a lot of people who were doubting them because they came into the tournament as underdogs, and right now they've proven a point to the entire world.
Okay, so tomorrow's game versus Cape Verde, a chance to play now Nigeria in the semi-final. How do you see that game going?
I don't think Cape Verde made it to, the last eight by mistake. They definitely going to pull up a fight. Not going to be an easy one. However, South Africa as well, on the other hand, they've played really well. That loss against Mali really just woke in something inside of them. And then you saw that in the win against Namibia. And of course, the likes of Tebogo Mokoena consistently, the pairing of Mvala and Grant Kekan at the back also has been very solid, seeing them conceding no goals at all. So I think it's not going to be an easy match. I hope they do not concede a goal tomorrow, and I hope they do make it to the semi-finals.
Fana Bafana, who has impressed you the most? Three players who have impressed you.
I have to give it to Tebogo Mokoena. I have to give it to Tembazwane, Mvala as well. Those are my top three players. They've
What
really
about them impressed you in this tournament? What did they do that impressed you?
I think consistency for me, just playing the way that they've been playing, of course, just I'm going to make an example with Tembazwane, of course, in the game against Namibia, just coming to the party as well. Remember that this is a player that initially wasn't in the squad because of age. When Coach Hugo Bruce came in, he mentioned that he just wants to play, with people under the age of 30. But then he's proven his point, not only that on club level, but also, continentally. He's doing really well, aging like fine wine. So it's definitely consistency that's impressed me about the three players that I've mentioned.
Considering the fact that the core of your players are in your league, how important is the PSL to the success of the South African team right now?
Very, very important. That goes to show just how big our league is. Not only in just our team, Nigeria as well has quite a few of South Africans as well. The best league, I would like to believe, one of the best leagues in the African continent. You would agree with me, of course, in that. Also, the most important thing also has to be, the fact that these players play in together, week in, week out. A lot of the team consists of Mamelodi Sundowns players. They've won the league back to back to back to back a couple of times. So when a team like that plays together on the continent and they come again together to play, against different nations on the continent, they're bound to do what they're currently doing in the Afcon.
Score prediction for tomorrow.
Okay, score prediction tomorrow. I think we're gonna repeat the 2-0. So we're gonna give Cape Verde 2-0. We are not conceding any goals tomorrow.